Hello guys, Emmanuel from Geekception here, and hope you are doing awesome today. Now today I shall be bringing you my thoughts and opinion about the Xiaomi Mi Mix 3 after using it for about 3 months. Let's begin. And welcome back guys. Now if you're new here, welcome. My name is Emmanuel. Hope you like what I do here and subscribe if you find it interesting. And if you're a returning subscriber, well, welcome back. Let's get into it. And getting into it means giving you a disclaimer. First, this device, the Mi Mix 3 here, was sent to us by Xiaomi Malaysia. No, they do not control any of the editorial opinions or thoughts that I'm going to be bringing you today. Anyways, enough of all of that. Let's get started. And by getting started, I mean with the unboxing. Now it comes in a black box here, just like with the Mi Mix 2S. Keeping up with tradition is also a letter from the CEO, and next up in the box is the phone itself. Now included in the box is the wireless charging pad, which is a nice inclusion, I must add, a fast charging power brick, a USB Type-C cable for charging and data, USB Type-C to 3.5mm adapter, various manuals which I am never going to read, a SIM tray removal tool, and finally a thin plastic case. Now starting with build quality, the Mi Mix 3 here has one big trick up its sleeve, and by sleeve I mean this slider here. Now in the slider you can find dual cameras, a speaker and sensors. Now I've used quite a lot of devices and not many have included a sliding mechanism. In fact, the only other device that I've used that has a slider was the Sony Ericsson Xperia Play. Yes, do you remember Sony Ericsson? Now Xiaomi claims that the magnetic slider in the Mi Mix 3 here is good for up to 300,000 slides, which I guess is good for everyday use for a couple of years. On opening or closing the slider, there are a few sounds you can actually choose, which is really cool. You can also configure what happens when you open the slider, and choices include, taking a selfie, opening up tools, opening a specific app, and yes, any app, or do nothing at all. Now on holding the Mi Mix 3, you can tell that this is a very premium device. It is made of a mix of glass on the front and on the back, and there is even a ceramic version as well. And while I believe the claims that Xiaomi has made that you can slide it 300,000 times or whatever, in my use that I've been using it as my daily driver for the past 3 months, I've noticed that you can actually shift it, you can shimmy it from left to right, which I don't know if I can capture on camera, but it's not that big of a shift, but it is definitely there. With a still impressive 93.4% screen to body ratio, the Mi Mix 3 has a 6.4-inch 1080p Super AMOLED display. So this means that you get very rich colors, deep blacks, and a very immersive display. And all throughout the time I use the phone, watching videos or, checking out photos, I would say it looks absolutely stunning. Also, something I like here is that the chin on the Mi Mix 3 is vastly reduced compared to something like the Mi 8 Pro or the Pocophone F1, for example. So I know you're enjoying watching this video, or at least I hope you do. But don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any new videos from Geekception. Back to the video. Moving on to performance, and the Mi Mix 3 here has the Snapdragon 845. Now, while that is one generation behind, it is no slouch as it handled almost everything that I threw at the phone. Whether it was opening and closing apps, multitasking, or even gaming, the Mi Mix 3 handled it perfectly with rarely any stutters. Now, the Mi Mix 3 runs MIUI 10 atop Android 9 with a planned upgrade to Android Q later this year. And I've got no problems with MIUI, it's a fast interface, at least with MIUI 10. And the phone generally, when it comes to performance, it's top of the line really, nothing to be worried about here. Moving on to audio, and we start with the first thing, which is the speaker that is underneath the phone. So there's no front firing speakers here. It is definitely not the loudest, and it is susceptible to you blocking it with your pinky if you hold the phone in your left or your right hand. But rather than just talk to you about it, I actually carried a test out, so check it out. On coming back from that test, do definitely let me know what you think about the speaker volume from the Mi Mix 3. Now moving on to the front speaker, and I would say that it is okay, I guess, for phone calls, and I could hear people could hear me. Pretty standard stuff. Moving on to the camera, and the Mi Mix 3 has got 4 cameras in total. 2 cameras on the back consisting of a normal camera and a zoom camera or telephoto camera. On the front is a 24 megapixel selfie camera, and the second camera, which is a depth camera for portrait mode. There's also a video light up front here in the phone, which is a nice inclusion for low light photos. New camera features such as night sight and 4K 60 frames per second video are present here. They were included through a software update, which is nice that the phone gets those updates. Now, the cameras on the Mi Mix 3 was something Xiaomi was really proud of when the phone came out because of its, at that time, high DxO Mark score. And how do they really perform in everyday life? Well, I would say pretty good. I mean, one of the best I've ever used, and rather than just talking to you about it, here's a quick montage of some of the photos I've taken on the Mi Mix 3. Moving on to battery life, and the Mi Mix 3 has got a 3200 milliampere battery, which barely lasts me through the day. I mean, yes, it's got quick charging, which is nice. It's got that wireless charger, which is included in the box, which again is also nice. But sometimes I just wish the battery was a tiny little bit bigger so that it would be able to last me through the day, which right now I'm barely making it to 6-7 p.m. before the battery is like 20%. So for me, battery life is definitely a negative, and since I've been using the Mi Mix 3, I've had to carry my power bank everywhere. Now, for special features, the Mi Mix 3 here has got 2. The first is the slider, which I talked to you guys earlier about. And the second is the AI button, which is on the side of the phone. So located on the left side of the device, basically this AI button has 3 states to which it operates. So there is the first, which is the press, the second, which is the press and hold, and lastly, which is a double press. And while these actions are customizable, it is definitely not by a lot, and also you cannot set it to a custom app, which is a downer. While not a special feature, I want to give a shout out to Xiaomi for actually included that wireless charging pad, which, it's just very convenient when I'm sitting by my table, plop the phone there and the phone charges. For pricing, the Mi Mix 3 retails here in Malaysia for 2,299 Malaysian ringgit. Now, moving on to my opinion about the Mi Mix 3, and I would say this is a definitely solid device. I mean, it's got a good feel in the hand, it's got minimal bezels, it's got a nice camera, it's got that slider to hide the camera, again, minimal bezels, and an all-round good performance. Battery life though, battery life could definitely be better. And also, yes, it does not have the latest and the greatest processor, which by the way is the Snapdragon 855, but in everyday use though, I don't think you'll notice any difference because this is also a top-notch processor. And for me, the Mi Mix 3 definitely gets a big recommend. And moving on to the last segment, which is value for money, I'll say that the Mi Mix 3 is actually a good value for money compared to flagships from Samsung and Huawei. But if you actually compare to Xiaomi's own offerings with the Mi 9 and the Mi 9 SE and even the Mi 9T that is coming soon, definitely those are cheaper than this. So I think if you want to get this, it's, you want a really premium device, you like that, slider design there, and just I would say you like the feel of this phone. And with everything that I recommend here, make sure you go to the store, check it out, hold it in your hand, feel it before making your final decision. Anyways, that has basically been it for this video. A huge shout out to Xiaomi Malaysia for sending this phone over, and apologies for being late as well. It's taking a while for me to get back into things. I hope you who has watched it enjoyed it. What are your thoughts about the device? Let me know if you like the phone, you hate the phone, and if you watch it to this point, I would say include slider fever, hashtag slider fever, so I can know you made it to the last point of the video. Anyway, rather than rambling on too much, I shall catch you lovely, awesome person next time. Don't forget to be awesome and subscribe, like if you like what I've done here, but I shall catch you next time. Don't forget to be amazing. Bye.